went back and looked at that last drive Saturday, what stood out on film?
I think we could have executed better. There was a couple communication problems there at the end, and then we could have used some better techniques there. Could have finished. It was unfortunate that we didn't do that because we had a chance to play well and get our offense back on the field. But we need to improve from those things in that last drive.
Mark said that the communication hadn't really been a problem before. What happened on that? Was it the environment, the moment?
I don't know how to explain it, but there was a lapse, and we addressed it, and we've harped on it all week that under pressure situations that you can't crack, and that you have to continue to apply your techniques and fall back on your training and make sure that you're alert and urgent at all times, and hopefully our kids will learn from it and they won't happen again.
Did that happen when the teams have been on the field for as many minutes as you all went on the other night?
Excuse me?
Does that happen when the teams have been on the field as many minutes as your defense was the other night?
I don't think so. I think it's just, it was a mistake. It was poor communication at times in that last drive, but I don't think that it was anything to do with our plays. I think it was just a pressure situation that we did not execute in.
Georgia pulled a lot of guards and tackles. How did the defensive line handle all the movement from Georgia's offense?
I thought they handled it well. They ran the ball a lot. I think it was close to 45 run plays or something that they ran it. So I thought that we had good substitution at our D-line, tried to keep them fresh, and I thought overall they handled it well. And just building more depth will help us play even better up front. Keep guys healthy, keep guys fresh, and keep guys in the game that can play full speed.
Eddie said yesterday that his guys have bounced back really well. He felt like he had a really good practice yesterday. How have your guys bounced back?
I feel the same. I think that we've had a good attitude and we've handled adversity well all year. I think our players understand that you're not going to always have the outcome, or it's not going to go exactly how you want in the game, and all you can do is keep plugging, trying to get better and prepare for the next game and do what you can to win the next game. And they've had adversity throughout the season, and they responded well before, and they're responding well now.
You've given up a few home run shots in the past game, but you've really limited them in the run game. What do you think that's attributed to?
I think that we're tackling better in the run game. I think that some of the long runs that we had at one time were a couple missed tackles, and then it led to a long run. So I think we're tackling better in the run game. And then in the pass game, we just at times we don't execute, we don't apply technique sometimes, or maybe we don't get enough pressure. We can't always blame the back end, because if you get to the quarterback, then he doesn't get the thing off. So those are things that we've got to make sure that we limit, and prevent from happening.
When you're facing a quarterback that's turned it over quite a bit, do you try to change anything up in the secondary or be a little more aggressive?
What was the first part of the question?
When you're facing a quarterback that's turned the ball over quite a bit, as far as interceptions and everything, do you try to disguise any of those coverages in the secondary, be a little more aggressive out there?
We have a different game plan for every opponent that we play, and we're going to apply what we think's best for this week. But I do know that quarterback is very talented. He's very elusive with his feet, and he makes a lot of plays. He hasn't run the ball a lot, but yet he's their leading rusher. So you have to make sure that quarterback is contained. You have to make sure that you've got a man on him in the run game too, because he can be dangerous.
And they've had so many injuries and different players that have had to play. Does it make it a more difficult to scout because there are so many options you're seeing now?
I think that they have had a lot of injuries, and they've had a lot of players play different positions. And you watch video, and maybe the guy that made some great plays a couple games ago, and maybe he's not going to play this week, or he's out for the season, or whatever. So you've got to evaluate the player that's going to play, and you don't have as much video evidence on that player, and you don't have as much you don't have as big a good as idea as what you're going to see from him. But I do know that they have good players that have filled in all their spots. They have a lot of weapons that can be dangerous. And so we have to be very sound, and we have to play our best. And I think our players have had a great week of preparation for their personnel, and we're just excited to get the week over and get on to the game.
You spend a lot of time recruiting in the state of Tennessee. How much would a win help you in recruiting in that state?
I think that every win helps us in recruiting. Every win that we have, every SEC win that we have, helps us in recruiting because players see the progress. They see where Kentucky's going with SEC wins, and any SEC win that we get definitely helps us in recruiting.
Yeah, I think sometimes, when a team loses, you don't focus on who played well in a loss. Who played well for you Saturday?
I thought Mike Edwards played well. Mike, was always around the ball, played hard. He's very elusive at times in coverage and in the run game. I thought Jordan Jones played well. Jordan Jones played very hard. Again, a guy that was around the ball. We had a group of guys that I thought did a good job, and we're getting better every week. And I think that we've come a long ways from where we started, and we've been able to develop some depth. And I think that we're going to see more and more players play well down this stretch, and I'm excited to get going.
Name some of the players on defense that you talked about, especially in the front seven to depth for you.
Well, you've seen more action from T.J. Carter. T.J. Carter's a freshman defensive lineman who's played more for us. You've seen Tymir DeBose coming back from that knee surgery on the field more often. You've seen Eli Brown be able to play in that front seven and spell Jordan Jones. You've seen the development of Niquez Pringle. So now Niquez and Matt Elam are both playing at the nose guard position. We've been able to use Avante Bell and Adrian Middleton at times. So our defensive line and our front seven, we've been able to get more guys on the field and therefore keep us more fresh.
Jordan's intensity has been there all year, but how have you seen that rub off on some of the other guys?
I think that enthusiasm can be contagious. So when there's one player out there that's extremely enthusiastic, and then it just starts to wear off on everybody else, And I think that Courtney Love has been that way the whole season. Courtney Love throughout the training camp and throughout the season, he's been a guy that's constantly trying to get everybody fired up and constantly trying to get people to not only play hard on Saturday, but to practice hard during the week. And that goes a long ways.
Is that it obviously is a good thing, but do you find yourself sometimes having to rein it in with him?
Jordan?
Yeah, with his intensity, with his
No.
motor.
Nope. I think he's, he hasn't had any foolish penalties. He hasn't had any plays that I think were due to overexcitement. You know what I mean? I think that he's played hard and he's played with the energy that we're looking for. All right. Thank you, guys.